Hi friends, it's Leithia from Farmview Creators. Today we're going to work on the bathroom hutch. It's part of the Cottage Hutch Series from the Rust Covered Cottage by Christina. And there it is. It's so cute. It's going to look so good as a shelf sitter in a restroom. I am just getting all of the pieces off of the backboards, getting them on the sticky board, and laying my easels close by. I'm going to use a roller with Paint Couture's Buttercream chalk style paint. I use a roller because I want just thin coverage on this. I am going to distress it with that with a glaze. It's a new glaze that I recently got. It's really pretty. And the roller also helps whenever you're going over scored lines. It helps the paint not sink in and take over those lines, so they can still be apparent and nice and sharp. Over those cabinets with the scored lines and the knobs and stuff, I did not put any pressure on the roller. On pieces that I wasn't worried about the score lines, I did put some pressure, but on those score lines, you just no pressure and keep going over and over and over until you have the coverage that you want. On these easels, I put lots of pressure with the buttermilk because I was running out, and it's an easel. I didn't really care how covered they were. I will get the back side of those later. Now I'm going to use my sticky board, and I'm going to place the pieces that I want to use the wood glaze on first. And I'm going to go in with my brand new Amber Honey glaze. This is such a rich color. I feel like it looks like the finished stools that you get and you see everywhere with that honey glaze on it. So I'm just hitting all of those little pieces that I want to have that wood style finish to. And then I'm going to start putting the rest of my pieces on, and I am grouping them based on the colors that I want to paint them. So all of the pieces that are going to be the same color are grouped together. I'm going in with that buttercream again on those little toilet paper rolls. You may think that they're not going to show up on the backboard, but we're going to use that amber honey to distress, and it's going to look really good. So I am watering down some of that buttercream to add over the little pieces with the wording and the score lines. I felt like these were too small to roll over, so I watered them down and then painted as parallel to the piece as I could. It helps those score lines show through. Then I was going with the new color Shale stone on some of those pieces, watered down on the little boy and girl and one of the like soap pumps there, and then full strength there on my pot. It's a really pretty color. And then on my plants, I was using my favorite autumn sage. And then I was trying to use a new glaze on the lipsticks, but it just did not show up the way I wanted. So I pulled out my new, it's called a heavy metallic paint from Paint Couture, and it's in the shade Little Black Dress. And it is a very rich black with a little bit of sparkle to it. I thought that was appropriate for a lipstick case. And here I'm going in with Abundance on the hairdryer and one of the pumps and two of the towels. And now I'm going to go in with Angel Eyes on the other towel, and I will also water some of that down and do one of the pumps, soap pumps. And then I went in and did the little bath and the border piece for that, giving that a good dry, and then hitting those watered down spots with another coat, because it takes a couple of coats when you water it down. And then just one more coat on the pieces that were full strength, just to get that nice full coverage. I just love that honey stain. Reminds me of the stools my mama had at our house when I was growing up. And then hitting the little pieces with a second and third coat. And now I'm going to go in on lipsticks, and I chose, of course, Barn Red and Sugarplum for my lipstick shades. And those are all the little pieces. Now we're going to go in, and I've got a blending brush, and I've got some honey on, and don't freak out. I wiped it back with a baby wipe and kind of spread it out, and that's what gives it a different shade so that those toilet rolls will show up because they were the same exact color. But you'll see when you lay them on that just that little bit of honey, amber honey glaze really enhanced that piece. And then I'm going around the hutch, but I don't want to go around the drawers and the cabinet doors because I want them to have that sharp contrast with the rest of the hutch. And I love how that turned out. Giving a little quick dry to those pieces. They were still kind of wet. Going in with my Debbi's DIY on these pieces. I like to hit the words because it pulls out the lettering, and then around all the edges of the pieces just gives it a little more depth. And of course, my Dead Flat by Paint Couture takes out all the shine and gives it a nice coat of protection. So I'm going to put that one thin coat all over everything, and then give that a good dry before it is time to assemble. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue. Does not make your fingers crusty for hours afterwards. It has a very good bond, and it dries clear, and a little bit goes a long way. My bottle is almost empty, so I just got today an Amazon delivery with the bigger refill bottle. I love that they have that. And do you see now the contrast between the backboard and the toilet paper rolls? It's amazing how just that little touch of the amber honey glaze just changed that color so much. I'm just putting the pieces where they are going to end up going. And I was really nervous about that little rim to the bathtub. So I'm going to glue that down pretty quickly. I was afraid I was going to lose it. How cute. Getting that rim on and then getting that set so I don't have to mess with it again. And then I'm putting the frame. Those two pieces stayed together, so I just made sure I had glue on both sides, the frame and the inside. Then getting my lipsticks on there and the little soap dispenser holder with the soap dispensers. And the little plant and the girl. And those decided they didn't want to stay together. So I had to piece them back, but it was no problem. They fit perfect. All of these kits are cut so precisely, and it just fits together like butter. And then I did stagger the towels to give it that kind of just slight two-tone look. And now we're gonna put the plant and the stool on. I kind of lined it up to see where I needed to put my glue, and there you have it. And there's the easel. Look how cute that is. Oh, I love it so much. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.